Okay, so once the cord was cut between my divine soulmate and I decided to wait and see what my spiritual spouse was going to say. Like I totally like created boundaries between my divine soulmate and I. I'm like, okay, he has this much power to block him from me for a month and to cut the cord between he and I. So I was like, okay, let me see what this man wants. Let me, create a boundary between us. It's obviously like we're still very much connected. He still has like me in his possession. And he has power over my damn life and shit. So I'm like, let me see what this man wants. Me waiting to see what that man want turned into 8 months of waiting, and he didn't say a word to me. No communication at all. During that 8 months, he was way more like before I decided to leave, he was not aggressive. He was not like um dominating at all. But as I said, like before the cord was cut a few days, like I felt like I was being pushed on the bed. That was like my new normal, like him being more aggressive with me, him wanting to dominate me, and him wanting me isolated. He was pretty much like punishing me for leaving and making sure I didn't leave anymore, making sure I didn't leave again. So my days consisted of um basically being isolated. One time I was in the house and I was pretty much ignoring him. I wasn't tapped into him because after a while, I gave him maybe like a good. I really didn't want to give him no time to say something, but I was like, okay, by this much time, if he don't say something, like I'm not doing it. Like I'm not sitting here waiting for this man. I already knew his. I know already knew he had the potential, and he could do the same thing he did before, and I wasn't trying to do it. That's why I left the first damn time. So I was like, after maybe like a month or a month and a half or something like that of being patiently waiting, I started acting a damn fool. Like I started ignoring him. I cut back on my time where he wanted me to be doing what he wanted me to do with my roles vibrating, my my vagina, the smithereens, like all that shit slowed down. So he used to have me doing it all day, long before. Like if I would do it maybe once a day, if he lucky twice, and then some days I wouldn't do it at all. Like I started rebelling, and I was rebelling online because I was like, what is taking you so long to say something to me? Like now you just abusing your power because you did all that, messing up what I had going on, interfering in my life, and you still ain't said nothing. And one day I was ignoring him. I wasn't tapped into him. I wasn't doing none of that. And I have like a shelving unit in the back of my basement, and my whole shelving unit fell over. Now I've had them shelving units. I have several of them, and they have never fell. And I've had them for many years. So I had a pot on there. I had two crock pots on there. One of them they had the three server crock pot. Another one was a one crock pot. I had my damn KitchenAid mixer on there. All my shit fell on the ground. Some of my stuff broke. None of my stuff fell before. Like that was the only time that ever happened. It never happened since. Like like I said, he was very much more aggressive with me. Um, it was just very lonely. It was lonely, and I knew that I couldn't really do anything. I was isolated. My divine soulmate couldn't come and see me, so I had. And then on top of that, I had to like be obedient and not, do anything against my spiritual spouse because I was still in his possession. So I wasn't free to do anything with anyone else. So it was like I was isolated and alone for 8 months. During those 8 months, I Still was doing my ascension work, down, learning a lot, getting downloads and stuff like that. I wrote a book during that time. And I also started my YouTube channel during that time. So I kind of kept myself busy by focusing on myself while he was still living his life doing whatever the fuck he was doing and ignoring me, not speaking to me. He never ignored me. That man was very active in my life from day one. That never stopped. You know, doing, when I'm awake, he was very active in my life, you know, um, very present. And then when I was asleep, he was very present in my life. So one example of I could say him being very present in my life when I was asleep. So he first cut the cord between my divine soulmate and I on February 29th, leap day of 2024. Around the summertime, I want to say between June and July, I was sleeping during my dream state. It's not even sleeping, but I'll get into what the dream state really is in a minute. But I was sleeping and I remember us sitting. It looked like we were sitting up on the throne. Well, it felt like it. I couldn't see us, but I was sitting from my point of view. So I'm sitting up next to him on a throne, and a group of people are beneath us, standing in a crowd, looking up at us. And the group of people consisted of a lot of them, most of them I didn't recognize. And one of them was his child's mother holding the baby, and she was like nervous. She looked like a damn ball of nerves, like she's a jittery trick. So she was standing holding the baby, jittering around, holding the baby, like rocking and whatever. And they were all looking up at us. So I'm like, okay. It seemed like he was, from what I see, it was a bunch of people that he did not like, that are karmics in his life, that he can't bring himself to separate from. But he knows they're karmics and he really don't like them. So the spiritual realm, the astrals, the spirit realm, whatever you want to call it, that's the place where he has built his kingdom. And the people that he don't like are in the places like where he wants them to be. Like they're looking at him the way they should be looking at him. And they're in the positions they want to be, which is below, looking up, while he and I were sitting on our thrones. So yeah, in the astrals or in the spirit realm, he and I were in union, sitting on our thrones. And that's the reality that he and I was living from the time we crossed paths, technically. All the time that I could not remember my dreams is because I'm not rooted. I haven't built anything in the spirit realm or in the astrals. Like I go there to do what I want to do. Like when I was saying, showed the video of me, doing what a girl explaining what I came to her house to do. I use the spirit realm, and I'm in the spirit realm when I'm doing that. I'm in the astrals / spirit realm when I'm doing that. But I go there and I leave. Like I'm rooted, and my foundation is in the physical. The spirit realm, I go there and I'm active there, and I visit, but that's not my home. I'm not rooted there. So when I'm there, like I have no need to retain any memories there. I'm not living there in my own fantasy world. I have absolutely no need to invest in the spirit realm, in the astrals. Like I'm building my empire in the physical. I've already detached from karmics. So I don't need to live in a fairy tale land or create a fairy tale or alternate reality for myself over there. My work is done in the physical. I'm already established as far as like cutting off karmics. I don't have no karmic attachments. Like I don't need to have certain relationship dynamics over there. Like it's pointless to me. But there are divine masculines that are over there and are stuck. They're stuck. That's a stuck place. That's the stuck place. Like it's pointless. Pointless work, pointless effort. It's just a fantasy alternate reality. Why not make your physical like the physical reality where it matters? Why not make that the life you want? Like I don't get it, but that's what's going on. That's what they're over there doing. FYI. And that's another reason why he is stuck because he's living in this reality and that alternate reality. So the physical realm is the real reality. That's where you can make progress in life. That's where you can move forward and make decisions that you can take on to future lifetimes. You learn lessons that you can carry on. In the astral slash spirit realm, that's like a place where there's no time, there's no progression, there's no movement, there's no growth. That's like a stuck place. So him being there and feeling like he's feeling content on his throne with me is basically like being stuck, you know? Like him doing what he wants to do and taking it from the spirit realm and bringing it into reality is where it counts. Him playing, I ain't even gonna say make pretend because it kind of is though, like having a fantasy world, a fantasy life, because that's not a place of progression. That's not a place of movement. That's a stuck place where spirits reside that don't have they're not living lifetimes. So you're basically building your ideal life in a stuck place. That's what he's done. That's what they're over there doing while you're sitting waiting for them to step up to the plate in the physical. They're over there with you, living in the alternate reality, living in their dream life in the alternate reality. So while you're waiting for them to step up to the plate and do what they have to do in the physical where it matters, they're over there playing, making the life they want or living the life they actually want in an alternate reality that doesn't count. So I'm not going to be the one to be sitting around playing, waiting on somebody that's over bullshit and like putting their efforts into they planting seeds that won't grow. I ain't gonna be the one to do it. If that's you, if that's what you want to do, that's on you. But I like real shit. I want to see progress in my life. Right there, that's it's no progress there. So you might see in tarot readers they be saying, "Oh, you're with them in the spirit. Y'all are getting a lot of things done in the spirit realm. Ain't shit getting done in the spirit realm, but time wasting." Like, please do not be sitting around waiting for these divine masculines to come in and do what they supposed to do. Like, live your life, do what you want to do. You know, most people will not be in my position where I was forced to sit down. I was forced to wait for him because he wanted to Maxine Waters my ass.
What he failed to tell you was when you're on my time, I can reclaim it.
House
Reclaiming my
Intel Committee
time,
with the
reclaiming my
Senate
time,
Judiciary
reclaiming my
Committee.
time,
Okay.
reclaiming
Matter of
my
fact,
time,
understand the rules because I
reclaiming
thought I
my
was allowed to
time,
answer questions.
reclaiming my time. Would you please explain the rules and do not take that away from my time?
And reclaim his time and wanted me to finish out the entire cycle. He wanted me to finish out the entire thing, which took a total of 2.5 years to do. But he was adamant about it because he was busy living his fantasy life in the astrals, in the spirit realm. Fuck what I had going on. Fuck my real life problems. Fuck that I needed help and support in the physical where it matters. He was more worried about his alternate reality. He was more worried about, oh, I already got you where I want you, so it don't matter your needs, wants, or desires. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you? If you can, do you? Don't wait for nobody to bullshit around with you, like, because they over there playing. And I'll get into how stuck the divine masculines that I've come across are. All of them have been damn near all of them have been stuck in one way or another. All of them not stuck the same ways, but yeah, don't ever, ever, ever waste your time waiting on somebody. And even if you're in my position where you can't really move the way you want to, which most people will not be, focus on yourself. Make sure that you're doing stuff to plan for your future in the physical while they over there bullshitting in the astral. Like always put yourself first and your needs first. It will pay off because the work that you're doing in the physical is what counts. What they're doing over there is bullshit. So during the time from the first time we crossed paths, that's where we have spent most of our time. Our time together, talking and stuff like that, and spending time and stuff. And I have not retained a lot of that information. I only retained stuff that I needed to, like that was important. So I retained that time. I retained certain stuff that mattered, but most of the time I spent there is not worth retaining, not worth remembering. You know what I'm saying? Like either I'm there for business to handle some shit, and I don't even really need to retain that, but I know I handled it. I go to sleep with the intention to do it, and I get it done. Um, and I was with him there, but I'm telling you, like, that's really like a stuck place. Like, and the reason why he could not let me go, even though he and I only talked technically, the first time, our first encounter, and we talked again in August of 2023 for maybe, I think we talked 2 or 3 times. We just chatted. So, and that was it. Like on Instagram, it wasn't it wasn't long chats, long drawn out, very short chats. Up until that point, that was all our communication we had. One time, the initial time, 3 times a year later, just casual, not intimate, not too deep of texting back and forth on Instagram, basically long enough to say we were going to see each other, and he never did. Basically, it wasn't even a lot of joking, a lot of nothing. Like most of our time that we spent bonding was in the spirit realm, and that was shit I can't even really remember. I remember very little, but like I said, he's rooted there, so he remembers, and he felt very close to me. He felt like we spent a hell of a every day together, every night together. On top of him being very active in my life when I'm awakened, or woke. So, um, that memory I needed, obviously, and that let me know, like, okay, like maybe he's planning to make what's going on in the astrals a reality in the physical. So what he got going on in that alternate reality, maybe he's going to bring it into this reality, because they're both realities. Spirits do reside over there, and there are divine masculines that are over there that have kingdoms and that are ruling their kingdoms over there. So if you're a divine feminine and you have like a spiritual spouse or divine masculine that you feel like won't let you go and is constantly in your energy, trust and believe he has you over there chilling with him in the astrals when you're asleep as well. When you're in your dream state, which is your alternate reality state. Now, the thing is, like, I'm aware. I'm very aware. I'm an ancient evolved soul. So I've been around for a long time. So I know I'm very aware of shit. But there are a lot of people Most people, when they go to sleep, they don't know that they are in the alternate reality because they're not conscious of it. Just like it's a bunch of people walking around in the physical that are not consciously aware of how, what's really going on. They're not even consciously aware of even there being a spirit realm. They think of heaven and hell. But yes, like when you're asleep, you're not really asleep. You're in the spirit realm. You're in the astrals. And how consciously aware you are of it is like the more you'll know. Most people like have dreams and they really don't know that they are, like, you could be in a dream and you could be, that shit can get tricky. Like it can go all kind of ways. You could be in a dream and it could be a spirit pretending to be somebody you know. You know, you could be in a dream and actually be kicking it with other people that you know. You're kicking it with their souls while they're in the astrals as well, or in the spirit realm as well. That shit can go so many ways. But I'm very aware, and there are divine masculines that are very aware and very active, and they rule. They rule the spirit realm. They actually are over there ruling the astrals. And he's one of them. And I was over there with him all of this time. I was over there with him by his side, sitting on my throne next to him.